There's the big uppercut that changes the course of boxing. The big left hand right, bang, right there. Punches, another big left hand, throwing the punches as he goes down.
L'année est 1990. Mike Tyson n'a que 23 ans, mais il est déjà le champion incontesté des poids lourds. Invaincu, intouchable, inarrêtable. Son bilan de 37 victoires, dont 33 par KO, fait de lui une machine destructrice, crainte dans tous les coins du monde. Pour beaucoup, Tyson n'est pas un boxeur, mais une force de la nature. Chacun de ces combats ressemble à une exécution inévitable. Le combat que tu vas revivre aujourd'hui n'a pas seulement marqué un avant et un après dans la carrière de Tyson, il a changé pour toujours l'histoire de la boxe. Le champion invincible monta sur le ring cette nuit-là à Tokyo contre un homme que personne ne prenait au sérieux. Buster Douglas, un poids lourd talentueux mais considéré comme irrégulier. Avec un bilan solide mais sans victoire spectaculaire. Les bookmakers lui donnaient 42 contre 1. Personne ne pariait sur lui. Dès le premier instant, Tyson cherche à imposer son style. Tête basse, petits pas et crochets au corps. Mais Douglas le bloque avec un jab ferme. Rapide, précis, répété. Chaque fois que Tyson s'approche, il le cueille avec cette main avant. Mike connecte quelques coups en bas, mais Douglas bouge bien. Il reste planté avec confiance.
Sheridan here, you see Mike Tyson in the black trunks. Which Buster Douglas has come to fight tonight? We've seen him fight underway here. 10-point must scoring system, 3 judges, and Mr. Uchiha from Japan here. Big right hand anytime he can. Buster, who's got a pretty good go a few rounds. If he can hold Mike up, Mike will dispose of him early. That right hand got thrown. That's a surprise. And what gets in tight, he's not just hanging on to Mike, he's here to fight. Trainers that we listened to over the years that, I think sometimes you believe things that you're hoping for. But honestly speaking, Buster looks proud of a scheduled 12-round World Heavyweight Championship fight. The head's coming together. You saw Mike's head come by Mike. A couple of unusual things here. Again, from like Trevor Berbick and Bone Crusher Smith, with the exception of Tony Tuck, fight is fighting Mike.
Hey.
Big thing is whether he can sustain this. Look at them as they exchange here in round 1. May have taken it on the glove there, but Buster is here to fight. What nobody else has been able to do, can he actually ever back Mike on? Certainly looking like an advantage for Buster Douglas here in the early going. Coming up to the closing seconds of this, the first one. Wow! With the right hand thing round 1. I gotta tell you folks, this is exciting.
Douglas continue avec le même plan. Il utilise son allonge et son jab comme un métronome. Tyson tente de mettre la pression, mais ses entrées sont prévisibles. Douglas connecte une droite directe qui touche la cible. Mike répond avec un crochet, mais il encaisse 3 coups nets dans l'échange. Le champion semble surpris par la rapidité de son adversaire.
Of course, Mike Tyson in his traditional black. Some of the opponents of Mike Tyson, namely the last opponent, Carl the Trump.
Hey, don't do that. Break.
And there was a lot of people that didn't expect that, and that's why Don King has brought this show on the road. Look at Buster landing some straight in front of him. Look at this, Buster landing some shots. Mike comes through, leans to the right, and then throws. Going to explode. You've seen it so many times before. Moran has to separate the two. Mike comes through and misses the jab fight. You heard about Buster Douglas' mom passed. That didn't seem to bother him. This is the biggest night of his life. Midway, let's see. Hey, there's a grazing right hand gets through. The left hand again by Douglas. Surprising, probably would be scored more even by the judges because truck that have the punch stat information actually telling us that Mike Tyson, which is very surprising. Of course, Mike at any time lands that, said Larry Residillo, he's the judge we're actually talking about it. They threw that time by Buster. Look at this, Buster landing some shots here in the fight against Tony Tucker, which was a real tough fight. Buster kind of went by the...
Tyson se lance avec plus d'agressivité. Il envoie des combinaisons, pousse avec son corps, cherche à couper le ring. Cette fois, il parvient à connecter un uppercut et un crochet au corps, mais Douglas répond avec calme. 1-1-2 direct au visage le stop. Tyson réduit la distance et réussit à toucher, mais il reste aussi exposé.
Everything has come kind of easy for him. Is he bored? Buster death of custom out a good left hook to the body that time. And
Don't do that, Mike.
they tell me again, interesting information that Buster Douglas has left. Now the problem is the judges don't see even in the second round in favor of Buster Douglas. See Mike much more backed off by Mike Tyson, which is something we just haven't seen in other fights.
No.
Buster Douglas is not intimidated by Mike Tyson. Mike not using a... And Buster has that history of kind of wearing down. Octavio Moran, the third man in the ring. Unbelievable, the progress. Douglas, of course, in the white. You see him feint right, and then he doesn't. He grabs on and holds. You see right there? And that prevents Mike from doing by Mike Tyson. That one he kind of shoots from the hip and left hook of Mike Tyson. Oh, there's the left hook that got through. See if Buster can hang on and keep him off. Instead, it's Buster Crusher Smith, the big tall guy. Mitch Blood Green, a big tall. Both of those opponents just sort of hung on to Mike with seconds now as the bell ends, round number 3.
Le combat commence à chauffer. Douglas commence à se libérer. Il reste bien planté, lance des combinaisons de 3 coups, puis ressort. Tyson continue de presser, mais sa défense est moins solide que d'habitude. Douglas l'accueille avec précision, surtout avec le jab. Une droite directe secoue Tyson. Le champion continue d'avancer, mais il encaisse de plus en plus de dégâts.
You know, my scorecard, I actually have Douglas winning 2. And look at this, the first 2 big shots and 3 and 4 shots landed, and this is the 5th intimidated all. Now you see what I mean about backing him off this? As I say that, Mike comes right forward. The trouble with trying to analyze when Mike wants to drag this into some later rounds, there was a real good bit of swelling and puffiness by that left eye. See the jab followed by the right hand?
No.
You know, as the rounds go by, he has to now. Might never might. Oh, big right hand. If 2, 3, or 4 is a question mark, he's winning the 5th round. He a professional boxing judge at the midway point here, and even if Mike lunging with the left hand. And Buster seems quick enough on his feet, he's able to slide back. A lot of that has to do with the height and reach that he has. Mike, they just tied him up and it made for a lackluster fight. Buster Douglas.
No.
That have fought Mike, no matter whom they may be. Is Mike having an off night? You don't know. I mean,
No.
we've seen him in any of his fights behind in the fights before and then because they're the tallest guys that I can recall him fighting. You see that punishing coming up to the closing seconds of the 5th, and this is certainly...
Le combat devient plus physique. Tyson frappe avec puissance en cherchant le corps. Mais Douglas ne recule pas. Il encaisse, répond et continue de travailler avec le jab. Une rafale de coups dans le coin oblige Mike à se couvrir. Pour la première fois, il se voit dépasser en volume. Douglas paraît frais, confiant et continue d'imposer le rythme. Tyson ne trouve pas de réponse claire.
Japan will do the official scoring, but a blind man can see stage. I question whether that could be the fight plan to drag it into the later round. Tyson, with a long history of early knockdowns all through, it hasn't been a lot of rounds since then. I'm saying to myself, hey, is Mike mentally prepared to go the distance in this fight? Career. Oh, nice jab by Tyson that time. Thunder in both hands. And you get the idea now that the adrenaline's pumping here. And this is when they separate the great diversity. And Mike has got to rebound from this because the movement. Mike continues to stay flat-footed, not showing a lot, but Buster's been able to gobble him up. See, that one's just off. We're in the closing, going to jump as the bell ends the 6th round.
Tyson semble frustré. Il entre sans réfléchir et Douglas le punit. Jab, droite, crochet. Des combinaisons propres qui font mal. Mike tente de toucher en bas, mais il reçoit un uppercut net au visage. Sa défense commence à s'effondrer. Douglas domine la distance, frappe avec précision, et chacun de ses coups commence à laisser une trace. Le champion est en difficulté.
Japan, Mike Tyson in the black trunks, having a very tough and everything going for him. A lot of talk about the depth of his night and all of that sort of stuff, but of course one big shot from Mike Tyson.
Mike in there, right? Yeah.
Going to this point, you at least have to begin thinking the possibility of these guys in the boxing game having the best night of his life. Mike, if he's not execute a lot of things, his hands aren't real busy, he's throwing a lot of wide punches and again, you see the jab, holding Mike off. Third Buster, he's in great shape, there's no question about it. Look at him pushing Mike. Buster has got the confidence of perhaps, you know, you go back to when, hey, maybe I can beat this guy, Muhammad Ali, is Spinks. And when a fighter believes in himself and he's ahead of Mike Tyson inside, Buster fatigued here. I think Mike probably having his best round.
Tyson trouve un moment. Au milieu d'un échange, il place un uppercut brutal qui envoie Douglas au sol. Le challenger tombe pour la première fois. L'arbitre commence le compte. Douglas se relève à 9, sonné mais solide. Tyson cherche à conclure, il lance tout ce qu'il a, mais il n'arrive pas à l'achever. Le round est pour le champion, mais le combat reste ouvert. Douglas survit et il apprend.
We're in Tokyo, Japan. I'm Bob Sheridan. You're watching the heavyweight championship. Expecting to see some fatigue from Buster. Heavyweight championship fight. Buster looking to land the right hand behind it. Let's see if we can get back to that. Oh, instead Mike lands. And there's going to be a sense of urgency from Mike. I think his corner has told him the punch stats that's relayed to me, but by the same token, that fifth and even into the sixth round. Mike trying to sustain what he did in the seventh here. We find out from the truck again that Mike only averaged about, I think, in the eighth round. He's busier. And again, for about the sixth ones, the two fighters about the heads coming together. Neither fighter left eye. Buster a little abrasion by that big right hand, but Mike takes it on the gloves, and he backs off Mike again with the left. See it? Right there, right on top of it, just as I say it. Wow, with the right hand, that top right. And the fact of the matter is, it's bust gas in the early going of this round. He's got it back together in the late portion here. We've been looking for that all night. Oh, there's a nice uppercut that time. That drops up to 2, and 3, and 4. His eyes. And here it is at 9. Is he going to get up? Yes, he does.
Douglas revient avec l'esprit clair. Il a récupéré. Et maintenant, il domine. Son jab recommence à dicter le rythme et il lance des combinaisons nettes au visage de Tyson. Mike encaisse sans réponse. Il paraît lent, fatigué. Chaque fois qu'il essaye d'entrer, Douglas le bloque. Tyson ne frappe plus assez souvent. Il ne fait qu'encaisser. La fin semble se rapprocher.
Now let's see if Mike can sustain it, and he's got the adrenaline flow going. The ninth round of a fight we never expected to be this far, so no matter what happens, we give a lot of... And end it with one big shot again. He's down, he comes with the uppercut. Somehow or other, Buster's throwing shot. His mind is willing, or his leg expected us to be in. Look at these shots just loading up by Mike Tyson. Buster seems to have the bounce back in his legs. In fact, he looks better right. You know, haven't seen Buster do, certainly in the Tony Tucker fight when he got in trouble. He passed the midway point in round 9, and I expected, Mike, look at this! Look at Buster come, I don't know, he caught him again! Buster fights back strongly, can't get killers. Look at this! Who would ever have expected this? And he comes back, showing the heart, the tremendous heart that we've seen. Buster's got the heart back. Wow! Mike, I haven't seen Mike in this kind of trouble before. Look at Mike actually. Buster down, as you know, in the last round. No surprise. All right, there's the bell. Ending.
Douglas n'hésite pas. Il sort déterminé. Il utilise le jab pour ouvrir et connecte un uppercut propre qui secoue la tête de Tyson. Puis, une rafale de coups directs au visage le fait tomber. Tyson s'écroule sur le côté. Il essaye de se relever. Il vacille. Il cherche son protège-dents. L'arbitre compte. 10. C'est terminé.
Oh, Mike tries to land a big right hand to open the 10th round. And according to my scorecard, he almost needs to, as the referee was breaking them. Mike misses the uppercut. But the big surprise to me is the way Buster came back in the 9th round. Buster not intimidated, he wants to keep it going. Mike actually, his legs, notice his legs and these wide legs together as Buster landing these, oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this! For the first time in his career, Mike Tyson hits the He may not be able to recover. It's up to 7 and 8. He's not gonna make it. Unbelievable.